Boy, that was fun, huh? Melissa, you got a pretty good shot of it. Mine's like behind me. I was afraid that it needed to be kind of more.
Oh, you're like the
centered.
woman they put on a maritime ship at the front.
Yeah.
So where did we see this image? We were talking about it a little bit before we got started, and I tried to rewind it a few times to catch it, but I don't know if either my screen is
the timestamp.
Not the timestamp,
It's 5:20 to 5:26.
It was immediately after. It's the ship immediately after the Voyager J class. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, and the Voyager J. I mean, it's a Intrepid class. I think Voyager is.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
11th generation.
Oh, that's so fun that we have Anne Marie here today, because I was just about to say, well, everybody in the comments, let us know if it's Intrepid. I forgot we've got a Voyager expert right here, Anne Marie.
Don't know about expert.
Right.
Don't know about expert, but they do have some good stories to tell, probably.
Oh, before we get into any of these stories, there's so much to talk about today, like a lot. We have the Aron Eisenberg class USS NOG. We have the cool episode in general. We have really cool biological stuff that'll, be fun to discuss.
That is awesome.
But here is a biological thing I do want to mention very quick. A shout out to our good friend from the blue skies of Montana, Mr. Bill Erickson, also known as War Dog Heim on YouTube. That's his handle. Big shout out to him, because he has, for the month of November, he has a MoSpace account, like MySpace, but for Movember. I just wanted to give a quick quote what's on his site. Globally, more than 1.4 million men are diagnosed with prostate cancer. Each year, Movember is working to have the number of deaths from prostate cancer by 2030. To have the number of deaths cut in half. And I want to help them get there. Help me stop men dying too young. My personal motivation is that men don't talk about this kind of thing without prompting. I'd like to start conversations, and this is a great reason to reach out. And his goals are men's health, prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health, and suicide prevention. So thank you very much, Bill Erickson, for doing that. Guys, in the description box below, we will include the link to please support Bill, help him to take care of this big situation that we have.
And we'll be checking on his mustache at the roundtable this month.
That's right, his mustache. All right, cool. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Check it out in the description box below. Melissa, how did you feel when you see the USS NOG? Was it jubilation? Was it like a breath of fresh air? Was it like, man, that's so cool?
It was a little overwhelming after I found it. It was mixed emotion. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then I'm like, oh, Aron. So there's a lot going on when I saw it, but nobody deserves it more than Aron Nog. He was a trailblazer, so it makes sense that he would have his own ship.
It's true. First Ferengi out there, skyrocketed through the ranks.
Yep.
And Aron always wanted to be on Discovery.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So added bonus.
Yeah.
What about you, Cirroc? Any thoughts on Aron Eisenberg finally make it into Discovery and having an entire class named after him?
Well, when he passed away, there were a lot of people doing things to make tribute to his legacy and honor his memory. And from being in video games to all the chat rooms across the country that were making notice of his contribution. So I think this is a really good gesture on behalf of Star Trek and the CBS, family. I think it's a great gesture by honoring him, by incorporating him in the new incarnations of the show, so that his memory continues to be reverberating throughout the legacy of Star Trek. And I think this is a very, very compassionate way for them to show that they care about him and that that they honor him, who he was as a person. So I'm excited about it. I think that if Star Trek continues to embrace its family and embrace people like Aron, who are such good role models outside of being a good actor. I think that if they continue to do that, then we're going to have a community of people that understand that we reward people who have inspired us, who have loved the fans, and who have done nothing but represent Star Trek with integrity and honor.
And who tried his best to live the principles of what the Federation stood for, whether he was consciously or not. He was an excellent representation of those values. So, yeah.
And Marie, that must be your cat.
So allergic. If it was
My
my cat, I'd be in the
Yeah,
ER.
yeah.
It's Mochi.
Yeah, Anne Marie's allergic to cats, so that was how we guessed that it wasn't her cat. Another thing I was just thinking is that Aron would have been the guy that was the most excited to see a tribute like this about somebody else.
Yeah.
He would say, "That's so cool. Oh man." That he would get, he'd be so passionate and excited about this kind of tribute for somebody. So I think it's only fitting that he get that kind of, tribute and moment. That's really cool. We say it every single week, so I hate beating it to death, but it's just, I just wish Aron could see it, like it's one of those things where I'm like, God, he would love this more than anybody.
Yeah.
About anybody.
Yeah. And he'd be in tears.
Yeah. And not only that, but, one of the things they talked about in the documentary was how his character had the biggest growth. And we saw the evolution of his character go from from such a small place to such a large and very important role. And I think this is just a continuation of that arc. This is just to let us know, not only did he continue to, his impact resonated to the point where here in Discovery, we're still celebrating, who he was and his legacy. So I think that it just continues the arc of this character who, went from such a small part to being such an important factor in the show. So I think that's another.
That's very true.
It's just another testament to how his memory keeps on reminding us of the great person he was.
Right. What does Mochi have to say about that? She has a lot to say right now.
She really does.
She's very eager to
really
discuss.
Because I'm not letting her in here.
Well, that's really cool. So our heartfelt thanks.
It happens to be Max Grudenchik's birthday today.
Yeah.
Which
Really?
I love that it lined up.
Birthday.
And Wallace Shawn, but especially...
It's a Ferengi Thursday. This is
major
it.
Ferengi Day. Yes.
November 12th is Ferengi Day.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
The House
two Grand Neguses in a row.
Yes.
And the unveiling of the USS NOG all in one day. November 12th is
House
Ferengi Day. Yeah. All right. So thank you very much to
actually,
Star Trek Discovery for that.
We can name it the Federation Veterans Day, because it's the day after Veterans Day.
The Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
Okay. All right.
Whatever.